The man was just taking a bathroom break when something strange caught his eye. A golden rock was sitting on the ground. He walked over and stared at it. Could this actually be gold? He looked at his partner, then back at the rock. After a moment, he called him over. At first, his partner had no idea why he was calling, but the second he saw the rock, he froze. To make sure it was real, they tested it with a lighter. The rock didn't turn black. That was all the proof they needed. They had found gold. And now, these two men thought they were about to become millionaires. They grabbed their tools and started digging immediately. They worked for hours, but the rock seemed to have no end. They even tried using their truck to pull it out. The rope snapped. The massive piece of gold didn't move an inch. After digging for several more hours, they began to realize something unbelievable. This wasn't just a piece of gold. It might be an entire gold deposit. As darkness approached, they decided to stop and make a plan. One man would stay behind and guard the gold. The other would drive to town and bring back an excavator. But there was one problem. Neither man fully trusted the other anymore. Still, one of them eventually left with the truck, promising to return as quickly as possible. The moment the truck disappeared over the horizon, the man who stayed behind buried the gold again. Then he built a small shelter nearby. He knew there were wild dogs in the area, so every night he kept a fire burning to keep them away. But the desert was brutal. The water and food left behind would only last a few days. Then something else appeared in the distance, a crashed airplane. He used pieces of the wreckage to reinforce his shelter, hoping it would protect him from the animals. But the heat inside became unbearable. Then he looked back at the gold. He couldn't believe his luck. He broke off a huge piece and stared at it. It was bigger than his head, but just then, the phone rang. His partner had bad news. The truck had broken down, and he wouldn't be back on time. The man was furious, but the gold was worth waiting for. Then another danger appeared. A woman discovered him. She immediately noticed that something wasn't right. The man tried to convince her he was simply stranded and waiting for a friend, but she didn't believe him. She started walking toward his camp. Terrified that she would discover the gold, the man lost control. And after a terrible confrontation, the woman was left dead. Now the man wasn't just stranded in the desert. He was hiding a body and guarding a fortune. Days passed. His partner still hadn't returned. Then a massive sandstorm hit. The shelter was ripped apart, the tree beside him was blown down, and the man was badly injured. Yet even while injured, he crawled through the sand searching for one thing, the gold. When his hand finally touched it, he knew he couldn't give up, but he had no idea that his partner had already returned. The man was watching from a distant hill, and he wasn't coming down to help because he had discovered the gold too. Now he had a new plan. He wanted the entire fortune for himself, and the man trapped below had become the only thing standing between him and millions of dollars. The gold was right there, but getting out alive was going to be a completely different story.